Hey everybody, welcome back to this Let's Play of Final Fantasy III for the PSP. I am Drak, and welcome to the gnome city of Tozus. We finally made it in here, and now we're just talking to random villagers. They don't tell us too much, except this one kind of points us in the direction of where we're going next. And as you can see, we can use the inn here. There is an item shop, but there isn't a whole lot in the Village of the Gnomes. So like if you're looking to get new armor and weapons, you are not going to get them here. And if you have not been keeping up on your magic, you can get that here, kind of as a point of no return thing. But thankfully, I've been keeping up to speed, so. I'm good, so I think we're gonna be alright. And as you can tell, the music is very silly. It's kind of one of the things I like about the gnomes of Final Fantasy. I also appreciate that other games have made gnomes kind of silly, and therefore in some cases they made them silly but also epic. Alright, we just got a pair of mithril bracers off the table, a fire staff off the bookshelf, and fire off. Now this follows the newer Final Fantasy model where it's not Fire 1, Fire 2, it's Fire, Fire-Awe, and Firaja. At least I think that's how you say it, or Firaka. So, we actually got something ahead of time. And we're just checking around to see if anybody can use the mithril bracers. Not really. Oh, look, somebody's in bed. Neat antidote. Try fooling me with a placebo, and I'll thump you. That's a little violent. Just saying, man. You didn't need to go there. We also got Cure On. That's going to be very helpful. So we're already getting spell upgrades, and we haven't paid a dang thing for them. That's awesome. And it turns out that I actually did a bad, and I don't have any antidotes, so I will have to stop by the fire, or by the item shop. Not by the fire shop. There's no such thing. I mean, unless you like fire that much. But thankfully, there is an item shop in Tozus, so we're just going to go and stop in. But first, the magic shop, just to show off what it has. Oh, never mind. Drak doesn't know where he's going. Can you tell? There we go. Okay, so this has antidotes, so we'll just go ahead and purchase a couple, because we don't need it right now. Obviously, because Refia has the spell Poisona, so that cures poison. That's why I haven't bought any. Alright, need antidote, try fooling me with placebo, and I'll thump you on the head. Nice doctor, really. You saved me. That'll teach me to randomly sample berries in the woods. Yeah, you're a doctor, you're not supposed to do that. You know that. You deserve a reward. I'll share with you one of my most treasured secrets. Okay. That is a treasured secret. Go down the stairs at the end of the passage, and you'll find the way to Maralka Basin. Which, if you remember from the earlier guy, that's where the Vikings are. So we have found the way forward! And so now, as soon as we get going here, now we have the ability to go to Maralka Basin, which is where Vikings Cove is. But first, chests. Phoenix down, and another Phoenix down. That's cool. Alright, now we're in the Tozus Tunnel. And this is one of the things I like about this game, and I don't know if this was ever done in the NES version, but since it's 3D, you know, we're miniature, so they actually made tunnels that look like you're miniature. You can see giant bones and skulls, as we just did. That's a nice touch. Alright, so a little bit further, there's another bone. There's another skull. Something was not friendly in here. But after that, we are out of the Tozus Tunnel, and we are back on the overworld map. Thankfully, we no longer have to keep Mini on, because that's the only place where we need it right now. So now we don't have to worry about enemies, you know, kicking the crap out of us. That's always helpful, right? We're just gonna go into this nearby cave. And this is Vikings Cove. So, Vikings Cove is a pretty big area. It does allow for a lot of shops, but it also allows for a lot of treasures. Let me sleep. I'm dreaming of sailing. I love it. Yeah, yar, Vikings. We are Vikings. We are not Thor, however, because he is a asset of the Marvel Universe. Alright, and so at this point, they're kind of telling us right now of a dilemma that they're having where the nearby Nepto Temple, its god, has come to life, and it won't stop hounding them whenever they try to go out on their boat. So, they can't, you know, go plunder and... I can't talk. They can't go plunder and pillage. And, you know, what's a Viking to do without plundering and pillaging? Except the fact that we're plundering and pillaging said Vikings. Don't tell them. Shh. Okay, so this is going to take us to another main room of Vikings Cove. Now, some of these treasures are not available to us because we have to earn them as a reward. And here's a little Moogle. This is actually the first game where those are introduced, and this also added the feature of Mognet. If people played Final Fantasy IX, it's like breeding letters from various Moogles throughout the world. Alright, and that girl's just pointing us towards the boss, and then we know their ship is called the Enterprise. Insert Star Trek joke here. Without William Shatner. I'm going to make this interesting. So yeah, there you go. It puts you right at the boat, but if we get on the boat, then the monster is going to attack us. So we're going to go talk to the boss. Yes, I run things around here. There hasn't been much to run since that sea dragon appeared and destroyed most of our ships, though. Oh, it's most of your ships. Well, that's a problem. You look like capable adventurers. If you manage to defeat the dragon, our best ship, the Enterprise, is yours. Really? Do you promise? Promise? Vikings honor. If you manage to make it back, that is. Yeah, I know, I Shatner'd it. I hammed it up, I Shatner'd. That may be the title of this episode, I Shatner'd. Alright. So now we have our next goal. We have to go into the Nepto Temple and figure out what is bothering this sea god, so that in turn we can use his boat. But in the meantime, we're gonna loot and pillage. We're gonna get a Viking axe. That'll be helpful for Ingus. 3,000 gil. I will never turn down gil. Nothing happens here. I can't remember if there's actually supposed to be something here. If you're not in the know, the Nepto Temple up north is that big earthquake, though. It must have shaken it up good, because that dragon's awake. See, this is why I don't talk to village people. Sometimes they give you tips, and sometimes they're I am error. Now, I know that there's another one. Another chest. I just can't remember how to get to it. There it is. Sometimes you just have to look around. Thundara. Okay, so here's another good one. Fyra. And Blizzara. So now I have all the level 2 elemental spells for Arc, and I didn't have to pay a dime. I love this game sometimes. Especially since those spells get rather expensive. But as you can see, the Viking Axe is a huge improvement to what I was using before. So we're going to go ahead and equip that to Ingus. Not to Luneth. Luneth is actually better if he's unarmed. I know that they're like bronze knuckle type weapons. And yeah, you want to stay... If you play the monk, and I won't play it that long, you want to actually go unarmed. And the main reason is, yes, you'll do more damage with your bare fists. I like that idea, but as we'll see in later Final Fantasy games, they kind of got rid of it. Okay, so at this point, I know that I actually needed to get some grinding done. So at this point, we will transition so that there is no grinding on screen. And let's go ahead and head over to the Nepto Temple. Literally, one step before I walked in, and they attack. That's okay. We'll kick the crap out of you. I have no problems. See, and there you go. That's Ingus right now. And there's Lunith. Do you see now why I keep him unarmed? Holy crap, he hits hard. And that was a crit, mind you. Alright, Nepto Temple. Oh, look at that. Big dragon statue. Statue of the Nepto Dragon. Hey, one of its eyes is missing. Ah, you hadn't noticed that already. It looks like this hole goes on for a bit. We could probably squeeze in there if we used Mini. See, there you go. This is one of those times where the game encourages us to use Mini because that's how you get into certain dungeons. So, at this point, we're going to go ahead and use Mini. And we're so smart. Walk into the mouth of the dragon. Alright, so while we're making our way through the Nepto Temple, this is usually the point where I start answering questions about what I've been playing recently and what I think of them. Unfortunately, I still have not played a whole lot in my time because my semester just barely started up. But I was able to get back into BioShock Infinite, and I am enjoying the heck out of that story. And it looks like we got a new helm and new armor. I know the armor will be an improvement for Ingus. Or at least I think it will. Oh, the problem is that I can't equip them now, because since I'm Mini, all my stats are 1 if I'm melee class. So we'll have to find out when we get out of here. But yeah, I've been playing BioShock Infinite, and I gotta say, I am enjoying the heck out of that game, especially the mechanics with Elizabeth, because, you know, one of the things I hate in some games is the obligatory escort mission, and since the game is 80% that, I was dreading it. But they've done a mechanic that is so great in the fact that I don't ever have to worry about Elizabeth. She knows when to go and find cover, and she helps you in the middle of it all. That is awesome. And so at that point, it basically allows for me to have these minor shooting sections, or at least minor to me, they're not hard. And then I can go embrace the story. And the story's really good too, where Elizabeth doesn't know whether or not to trust you, and given Elizabeth's abilities, you don't know whether or not you could trust her. I'm loving the game wholeheartedly. It's great so far, but I know I'm not that far in. Oh, and look at this. We got a giant rat in here, and he's guarding the eye. Who you be? Squeak! You know, take shiny! Squeak! I'm having WoW flashbacks. You know, take candle. Alright, so this is our boss, the giant rat. So obviously at this point, Lunith and Ingus are going to be very unhelpful to us. Because they can't do a whole lot of damage as a mini. So our main damage is going to be coming from Arc. And we're also going to have Refia step into the fray with Arrow. And we'll have Ingus and Lunith attack anyway. Oh yes, I forgot. Robert Pattinson's in our party. Refia's Team Dash, after all. Well, that was a free Thundara, so that'll help. Thundara! How much is Arc gonna do? Oh! I love you, Arc. You are my wrecking ball this time. Okay. And this is actually something you'll see with later bosses, too. the way that you can characterize them as a boss is that they can move multiple times. Now, a lot of people might say, well, that's not fair. That's actually a really good boss mechanic because it gives you a sense of you really need to plan your round out carefully. If you don't, you'll get owned very quickly. Because your characters only get one turn, he gets 2, or in some cases later on, they get like 4 to 5. Alright, so I'm thinking this is probably going to end it. Yep. The giant rat could not withstand my electricity. I'm just bad A like that. And even the victory portrait, they are mini. Alright, so we got the Nepto Eye. And so it's probably safe to guess that in order for us to fix this whole problem with the god of the guardian of the Nepto Temple, we have to put his eye back in, and then he's not defiled anymore. And at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and run away, because I don't need the XP at this given moment. Of course, Dash has to step in. I love it. Every time I'm going to run away, my third party member steps in and does something. So it's like, congratulations, Dash. You did damage, and I appreciate it, but, yeah, we didn't need you to do the damage. Maybe we should have thought about that one, huh? But yeah, back to BioShock. Like, I know I'm not too far in the story. I'm maybe halfway through. I don't know. There's a lot of missions to it, but I am enjoying the heck out of what I've played thus far. I also like the backstory of the character I play, Booker DeWitt, where he's a veteran of the Battle of Wounded Knee, and I love how this game kind of portrays that as a bad thing, because, you know, horrible, horrible things happened at Wounded Knee. And, or at least that he has horrible flashbacks. It's kind of like The Last Samurai, where I actually think he was also a veteran of Wounded Knee. Wounded Knee is Custer, I think, yeah. Huh, I didn't even think about that resemblance. Now I'm actually thinking about it. So yeah, I love the fact that he's a veteran of the Battle of Wounded Knee, and they have this kind of sense of mystery about him too, where he's this private eye, but he's got a lot of debt, and in order for him to wipe or wash away the debt, he has to go collect Elizabeth. And at the point where I'm at in the story, she's found out that he's got this mission, and she's not happy about it, but it's very clear, like, she wants to go to Paris, so I'm already convinced that she's probably going to step off and say, I am totally just going to ditch you as soon as we're out of this area. And I wouldn't blame her. Alright, so we got a D mini here. And now, we gotta put the eye back. I'm having Final Fantasy flashbacks. The Crystal Eye! You put the missing eye back in its socket. And now we have to fight the boss. No, I'm kidding. You have done well, warriors of light. I figure out the voice as I go. I am the Neptune Dragon, guardian of the seas. I thank you for returning my missing eye. The eye is more important than a simple gem. It is my soul. Without it, my physical manifestation, the dragon, could not be controlled. Now that I am whole once more, I may rest in peace and watch over the seas. However, the water itself has lost its light. Someone created the great earthquake, and the light was pulled into the depths of the nether. Warriors of light, I bestow upon you the Fang of Water. It will infuse you with powers that will allow you to overcome new challenges. Now you must go forth and recover the light. It's kind of hard. I wanted to make him sound old, but yet serpent-like. Obtain the Fang of Water. The Neptune Dragon falls into deep slumber. Okay, so we now know that something else created the Great Earthquake and stirred the Neptune Dragon, and it's aware of what it is, but it won't tell us what it is, except that it's what we need to fix. And that already should concern us because the ancient Nepto dragon was awakened by this earthquake, which meant somebody wanted to wake it up. Well, that's a problem. But now that we've done it, we gotta head back over to Vikings Cove in triumph! Hey, boss! Welcome back! The Vikings will never forget what you have done for us this day. Except the fact that you're taking our livelihood. As promised, the Enterprise is yours. Take it and sail forth, young heroes. May the wind guide you. You are now the proud owner of the Enterprise. So many Star Trek jokes to be made. And what's funny, too, is, like, this isn't the only time that the ship is called the Enterprise. I think 4 and 9 call a ship the Enterprise. And as people might have been able to tell, I did need to do a bit of grinding again, but this time out on the sea, because, you know, you need to do that. I like being overpowered. At this point, I am actually going to make my way to exploring the world now that I have access to a boat. But yeah, like I said, I think 4 has an Enterprise. I think 9 has an Enterprise. That may be it. Maybe 12 does too. I don't know. I can't remember enough of 12. I try to block that out of my memory. I have such bad memories of 12, so can you blame me? Okay, so the first stop we're actually going to make is to this little village right here. As I pass it. And get attacked by a sea unicorn. Hey guys, look, it's a literal seahorse. My apologies, I'll stop making bad jokes now. There we go. And now we are successful again. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and head out to this village, and I can't remember its name off the top of my head. Is this Tokul? Maybe wrong. Tokul, yep. Oh, and look at this. Please, I beg you, do not kill me! Dude, we're the Warriors of Light. No, go away, I have nothing you want! This is not a way to start off a visit to a village. And as you can see, all the doors have been barred off. Something nasty has happened here. And we are going to go ahead and totally take that great bow, because we might be able to use it. Oh, but there's a door that's not barred. Well, we should try that in a little bit, but I'm actually looking around to see what I can find here. Lamia scale, that'll be helpful. Alright, let's go in. Oh, okay. So you're the strangers. I am the Elder of Tokul. You must have heard by now about the soldiers who pillaged our town. Actually, no, I hadn't. They suddenly appeared after the earthquake, from the desert to the west. They took our grain, our water, and any able-bodied townsfolk. Wow, that was mean of them. You've seen the result of their attacks. There's nothing we can do. Well, that's kind of true, but I mean, we're the Warriors of Light. We got bigger stuff to handle. This is the abode of the Elder of Tokul. Alright, so we're going to be a little bit of a dork, but he does give you permission later to take the treasure behind him. So we're going to take this Serpent Sword, and also this Kenpo-gi. The part that's really sad is that I don't... the Kenpo-gi is a huge improvement to Luneth, so we'll take that. And we're going to check really quick and see if a double Serpent Sword is an improvement. No, it's not. We're keeping the Viking Axe. Axes are really powerful in this game, so to find one that actually is better than a sword, I don't think there are too many where that would be the case. There's a hidden stairway inside the fireplace, but we've stored weapons in the basement. Please take them. Take the weapons and save our town. Guys, we're the Warriors of Light. We got stuff to do. I mean, I'm sorry that you're having problems, but I mean, we'll save you in the long run, because the soldiers are probably being influenced by big baddies. And there you go, the Sonic Knuckles. Again, a brass knuckle weapon, but it's a better idea to have Lunith not equip them. It's better to have them bare-fisted. That sounds wrong on so many levels. And I was trying to remember if there's actually another secret passage, and I don't think there is. And as you can see, that's a huge downgrade from what Lunith is hitting right now. So that actually is going to go ahead and be it for this week. So when we get back, we'll finish up Toadcool, and we'll continue along our journey. In the meantime, I am Drak, and this has been a Let's Play of Final Fantasy III for the PSP. See you next time.